So I just graduated from college with a Bachelor's of Arts in English, prerequisite for the for the master's course that I'll be taking starting in a couple of weeks, which is very useful. A very important class that I took was the Bible as literature, where essentially we studied the Bible as though it were a book. Now, the Bible does mean book, and it is a book, but instead of discussing it as a holy book, we discussed it as a book, as mythology, as literature. So prophecy was foreshadowing. So things of that nature. We explained why things happen. Now, yes, there are things in the Bible that are laws. We talked about how you use that as a way to talk about the culture. And since Bible was a very important thing for the Israelites, their religion was a very important thing, with them being God's chosen people, of course. It was very important to them that their laws, their stories, their where they came from was all put into a place. The guy from Esoterica had an interesting take. He called it a library, not a book, which is interesting because Bible means book. But I agree with him there. It is a library of Israelite literature and Hellenistic Israelite literature when you look at the New Testament. We went from Genesis to Revelation. We skipped a few books. We didn't do Deuteronomy. We didn't do Numbers. We did Genesis. We did Exodus. We did Leviticus, a little Leviticus. Then we skipped around. We did Judges. We did First and Second Samuel. We did all of that. We did all sorts of stuff. And the class we went through and talked about a lot of different things. But that's not what was really important to me. What was really important to me was the amount of references to the Bible there is in English literature, specifically um, literature from the Anglosphere, meaning America, Canada, well, okay, any Commonwealth or former British colonies, and Europe. Now, Iberia, pre-Inquisition, you're going to want to know about the Quran. After that, after things like that, you read things and you're like, yeah, okay, there's references to Greek myths in here, but also there's so many references to the Bible. If you read the Bible, Shakespeare's cooler, Chaucer's cooler. C.S. Lewis. I've read um almost all of the Chronicles of Narnia. I couldn't finish the last book because it was so racist. But if you look, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, son is literally Jesus Christ. And if you haven't read the Bible or been aware of the Bible, you're just going to be like, oh, cool. Nope. I'm currently reading this book, Paralandra by C.S. Lewis. It's a book where a couple of humans end up going, okay, that's the garden of the Hesperides. And that's actually talked about in there. When you look at there later on, there's a man and a woman on Venus. The first man and woman. And he literally talks about how it's a myth. How every myth is on this planet. And it's like Adam and Eve. That is Adam and Eve. I'm probably about halfway through the book. I'll probably finish it by today or tomorrow. But you need to know the Bible in order to understand so much about literature. And right now there's these two competing factions in the United States. One wants to make it mandatory to teach the Bible as a holy book in schools. And the other wants to ban the Bible from schools. Those not okay. First of all, both of those aren't okay because the Constitution says Congress will make no law restricting a religion, and people will have freedom to practice their religion. So you got the Bible, you can't say to teach the Bible as a holy book. So you can't put the Ten Commandments in the schools or the house or the courthouse. You can pass church, and you have the right to start church. And if you want to have the Ten Commandments as a student in your planner, you have the right to do that. If you, as a teacher, want to put the Ten Commandments in your grade book, you have the right to do that as long as nobody sees the grade book, which nobody's going to see the grade book anyway because that's part of the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. You're not allowed to show other people their grades. But if we ban the Bible from schools, like if we just straight up say, you can't have the Bible in school, not even barring the fact that is a violation of civil rights, going to have so many English classes where people are going to be like, what is this? And the teacher won't be able to say, Oh, the author was referencing the Bible. So much references the Bible in English literature. When you really think about how many things come from the Bible when you're reading a book. My favorite book series and author is the Young Wizard series by Diane Duane. She mixes magic, mythology, Abrahamic religions together in one trip, which is quite hilarious based on some situations that happen in my life. High wizardry. She even has the right hand man of her creator god saying that he was Thor, he was Michael, he was Athena, the right hand of the gods. You know, Athena's Zeus's right hand. Gabriel is the archangel. Oh, I don't really know who that was because I'm not really familiar with Norse mythology. You can't sign that. You can't explain who Gabriel is. And if you can't explain who Gabriel is, you can explain the other two. Because it's fair. You can't mandate the Bible, so you can't say you can't take English classes. Thanks for watching. You can support me on Cameo. I'm actually going to be launching my Patreon tomorrow, January 1st, 2025, with a $1 tier. And then hopefully everything else goes well. So thank you very much. Have a great day.